Wow, what was that? That would be my new intro. Well, I guess it's my intro, not my new intro, because I didn't have an intro before. However, I have one now. Because I'm old and technology eludes me, my 10-year-old daughter taught me how to make intro and outro videos and do some more editing with my tablet that I use for this. And I'll talk some more about that in my next Rambles video. But you can expect in the future to see some new stuff with the videos. Maybe some how-to videos, because now I can splice multiple videos together. I can do a little more editing than I did before. But that's not what this video is about. I wonder if there'll be an outro. Anyway, I hope you guys like it. I'm just trying to do some stuff to spruce the channel up a little bit. But in this video, I am going to be talking to you again about gaming supplies that you can get on the cheap, generally around $5 or less. This is a time of year that is perfect for those of us who like to do miniatures or modeling for our role-playing games or whatever, because Halloween's coming up and the stores are already putting out lots of Halloween goodies, and there is a lot of this stuff that can be used in miniature gaming and role-playing games for that matter. But we'll get to that in just a minute. First, I'm going to go over some even cheaper stuff that I've mentioned before, but I wanted to show off in case anybody didn't know exactly what they were looking for. So in the dollar store tradition, I have mentioned that they sell role-playing dice. This is what they look like from the Dollar Tree. Now they do come in various colors, because I've seen them in blues and greens and reds and things like that. The ones around here that I have found are all this like gold color, but it's a 7-piece RPG dice set for $1. If you need extra RPG dice or you're just getting into the game, hey, dice for $1, you can't beat it. They roll pretty good too. If you need extra D20s or D12s for Frostgrave or Stargrave or whatever, grab a bunch of sets of these if you can find them. That's what I've done with them anyway, because I have plenty of RPG dice, but I wanted plenty of D20s, and I use D12s in Frostgrave and Stargrave for marking damage next to my guys when they take hits. But yeah, that's what they look like. If you're looking for the sets of $1 RPG dice, you really can't beat that. So check out your Dollar Tree, or maybe I know over in Europe you guys call it I don't know, what is it, a pound something, or I don't know. It's called something else, but the same type store. Another thing, and this doesn't really apply to all role-playing games, but I'm a big fan of Savage Worlds. I've talked about it a lot on this channel, and I've talked about these cards a lot on this channel. And this is the Action Deck, or oversized jumbo poker deck. Now granted, they do have the cool art on the face cards, but they are jumbo sized. And I talked about, at least in one of my videos, how I thought, well, why would you want these jumbo cards? Nowadays, a lot of people do streaming with people at their table, and it's easier for the cards to show up on the stream. So that's one reason. Another reason is, if you got old man eyes, it's easier to see who has what card at the end of the table when you're playing face to face, as opposed to small poker cards. It's much harder to see. Now, you can get this set from Pinnacle for $20, and it's going to see a lot of use, especially in Savage Worlds. If you play another game that uses a poker deck, that's cool too, but I'm just referring to Savage Worlds because it's the one I use for a lot of different stuff. So these cards see a lot of use. You use them for initiative, you use them for interludes, you use them for chase scenes, you use them for a whole bunch of stuff in the game. So they get a lot of use, which means a lot of wear and tear. And I have thought about buying a second copy of these, and these are $20 from their website, and I probably still will buy another set of them just to support Pinnacle. But if you want to go a cheaper route, the dollar store, same place where you get those dice, has jumbo playing cards. These are the same thing, poker deck with jumbo size cards for $1. I actually bought a couple of these just to have backups, or if I have somebody that needs a deck and they want to run a game, here you go, here's your deck. Cost me $1. Now they don't have the fancy art on them that Pinnacle does, but in a pinch, yeah, deck of jumbo cards for $1. That's pretty useful. If you shop around your Dollar Trees, you're likely to find jumbo poker decks that are themed. And like the Superpowers Companion just had a successful crowdfunding on Pinnacle's page. Congratulations, guys. Me and my son got in on that. You can also find jumbo playing cards that are themed. This one being Spider-Man. So if I run some type of Marvel Spider-Man-esque type game, I've got cards for that. But I've seen Batman cards, Superman cards, just different ones you can grab if you want your jumbo deck to have a theme to it. Again, $1 at the dollar store. And these actually have cool art on the cards. On pretty much every card, I think. So that's our dollar store stuff that I was looking at. We're going to move the price point up a little bit here to the around $3 to $5, and talk about some different things that I'm going to use not only for miniature gaming, but this is also going to be useful for role-playing games. And I've got a bone to pick with you. So these are fantastic looking skulls that you can get right now at Walmart for about $3. That's not bad at all. $3 for a cool skull like that. I actually got 2 of these. One just to set on the shelf just because it looks cool. The other one I'm going to use for a piece of terrain. Now, again, this goes back to what a fantastic time of year it is at Halloween, because they put out all kind of cool little things that you can use for miniature supplies. So we're going to take Bob here and set him to the side. But first I would like to point out that you can just pop this jaw out, which is what I've done with the second one here. So there's no bottom to the jaw at all, or bottom jaw. And, excuse me, the allergies are killing me right now. So what I plan to do with this is I want to do some necromancer themed terrain that I'm primarily going to use in my Frostgrave and my Basic Fantasy D&D games. And with this piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that blue board that I've shown in other videos, and I'm going to kind of build up some tiers. And this is going to be like the top temple piece, or top to a shrine, big huge shrine. But I'm going to take like 3 or 4 tiers of expanding sizes of that blue board and build it down, and then glue this bad boy down on top. I'm going to do some ground effects around it with sand and rock and stuff like that, and have like steps coming down the front. Then I'm going to rough it all up so it looks really aged, and then I'm going to prime it, and I'm going to paint it all where it's going to look stone, because I don't want this to look like, you know, this was a giant skull or something. I want it to look like a stone, or a skull cut from stone, and the entire temple is cut from the same stone. It's going to be a really easy project to do. It's going to look really cool. I've also got some small skull heads I'm going to show you in a minute that I might do like on each side of the steps going down. But it'll be a cool, really evil looking piece of terrain to have on the table for either Frostgrave or for my Basic Fantasy game. So there again, that's like $3. That foam, like I said, it's $15 a sheet, but I'm going to use maybe a foot of it to make this. So I've got virtually nothing invested in that. And then just paint it up. But I will do a video and show how this turns out. This bag of skulls here. These little skulls are what I'm talking about putting on the sides, on the steps. But I picked these up at Target. They've just started putting their Halloween stuff out. And again, too big to represent skulls of adventurers because, you know, the models are like 28 to 30 millimeter or 32 millimeter. But they were too cool to pass up. I was like, I can do other stuff with these, right? So I have, and you can get these, they come like I think it's a 5-piece, 4-piece, 4-count, 3-inch pillars. I got these at Michael's. They were about $5, and they come with these really groovy pillars. Now in the past, what I've done is I've cut and broken these things. See if you can see that a little better. And added them onto pieces of terrain so that they look like ruins. But I think what I might do here is I might actually do something like this where I like glue the skull onto the pillars, and then I'm gonna prime and paint all this to be a stone color so they look like statues of giant skulls instead of, you know, human skulls. And then I'll do a bunch of these and be able to have some scatter terrain that I can set out, maybe, you know, pillars leading up to my big skull head shrine. But I'm gonna do some of these and show them in a video, show how I did it. It's really, really simple, you know, and most of this is gonna take paint really well. It's gonna be a piece of cake to do, and it's terrain that you can get really cheap. And like I said, you can use this for Frostgrave, or if you play AOS or any number of fantasy miniature games, you could use it for any of that. But you can also use it for D&D, Basic Fantasy, Pathfinder, any time that you want to have a really evil looking, you know, area that was controlled by necromancers or a lich or something like that. This is cool terrain that you can put on the table. And I know not everybody uses terrain. A lot of people just use maps. Some people just use Mind's Eye Theater. But if you like using terrain, and I like to use a mix of terrain and maps when I can, I feel like it enhances the game. It looks really cool, and it's what I'm into doing, so it gives me double use out of the materials. That's just some stuff that I picked up in the last few days. Between Walmart and Target. The pillars I've actually had for quite some time. I bought a bunch of those back at Michael's, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I need to go get another box of them. But yeah, this is just all stuff that you can get at your Walmart, Target, dollar store. Nothing here is over $5. Some of it's as cheap as $1. And when you can get gaming supplies that you can just use a little glue and a little paint and really spruce your table up for that cheap, then I feel like I should do videos to point that out to people. Some people obviously already know this. They go out and buy the same stuff I do. But I make these videos for people who may not have thought of using some of that. I love Halloween as a holiday, but I also love Halloween for all of the cool little miniature houses and cool bone and skull parts and things that you can get to use in your games. And I just wanted to pass that along. So I hope that you found something useful out of this, and I found something that you could take away from it. If you've got ideas for other types of Halloween decorations that can be used as terrain for miniature games or role-playing games, put them in the comments below, or you can contact me on and post it on Rob's game group on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description for that. But if you watched this long, and I hope you did, maybe you're waiting around to see how cool the intro is. It's not. It's just a basic intro, or outro. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. And I do hope that you consider subscribing, liking, sharing, helping circulate the videos. And until next time, my friends, good gaming and good luck.